Welcome to Musicians Reveal. I'm Joe Kelley. Tonight, we talk with Alex Campbell of the UK funk band P Theory. Stay tuned. We have just gotten the official release from an outstanding band out of England, P Theory. They've collaborated with Kevin Goins of Quasar and Plainfield, New Jersey, all the funk out there. And they have a great new CD, P Theory, From the Hood to the Wood. And we are truly honored to have all the way from the UK right now, talking to guitarist and vocalist and one of the band leaders of P Theory, Mr. Alex Campbell. How you doing, Alex?
I'm cool, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing real well, and I gotta give P Theory a lot of credit for an outstanding record. We've been playing it on the air, and I listened to the whole thing during a car ride yesterday, the whole thing. So, to have a whole CD played through in the car must mean it's good. It's real funky, great record.
Well, that's very kind of you, Joe. Thank you ever so much. We just plugged into the same thing when Kevin got here. The connection was instant. We just laid it down. We just locked ourselves away in an old converted brewery in North Wales for 2 weeks at the end, and we just said, right, we're not going to break this bubble until we've made an album. So, we just came together and we just lived in this crazy world for 2 weks, and that's what came out.
Now, how did you get affiliated with Kevin, and was it over in England?
Well, it was a really long search for us. We've been playing as a band for a long time, like 10 years or more, and we always needed that big, black, soulful voice at the front, and they just don't exist over here. Guys like that just don't exist over here. So we hooked up. We went on a search basically to try and get as close to Glen, Kevin's brother, as we could. For us, he was the ultimate vocalist. And basically, we hooked up with a friend of ours in Holland who put us in touch with Kevin's manager, Barbara Thomas, and the connection was made. And we just kind of chatted it through on the phone about what we were about, what we were trying to do, reasons why it would work together. And eventually, Kevin just said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we turned up, and like I said, we just locked ourselves in this dungeon for 2 weeks. And that's what came out.
Castle Studios, right? Castle Hill?
Castle Hill, yeah. Well, as I said, it's a real special place. It's the last thing that ever recorded there. The studio's actually shut down now, but it's an old converted brewery, just right in the middle of the woods in North Wales. And it's got like the UK's purest form of water running underneath it and things. It's a really deep spiritual place. It's got an old 14th century castle in its gardens. And this had been converted about 10 years ago to a top of the range studio, and basically for one reason or another that kind of fell through at the time, and we'd been rehearsing there, just using his rehearsal space because we knew the owner, Sandy, and he just said, "Yeah, you can come and do it here, guys." So we got just had the opportunity basically to go there and have this fantastic live room which was recorded literally in a 40-foot high 16th century castle with a maple oak floor, and it just had the best live room sound in the world. And so when we got there, we just thought there's only one way to do this, which is just to lay it down. Just let's not try and prescribe what we're going to do before we do it. Let's just plug in and see what happens, and just leave the tape recording. And that's the way it all came together.
So our special guest right now is Alex Campbell of the band P Theory out of England, the UK, and got some outstanding music to drop on our listeners right now. We're going to lead off with the kickoff track from the Hood to the Wood. This is She Is the Freak of My Dreams, and how about putting this one on top of the record to kick it off? It's a great track. Tell us about it.
Well, this one again just came together from a jam, basically. There is a bit of a story behind this one, which is, you have to understand that a lot of partying went on. We had a great time when we were doing this in the Bull. And you
got the pictures to show that.
yeah, and it was one of those where we had to kind of curtail the partying if we could. And this one came together with just as we were going to go for a break and things upstairs. And Jake just came out with this keyboard lick. And it's like, we're going to do something with that. So he all kind of wandered back down the stairs as he's playing this introduction, just plugged in and hit it.
All right. We'll give a listen to it right now. Alex Campbell will be back from P Theory to speak with us more. Let's get into this right now. P Theory, she's the freak of my dreams.
If I want to eat, I'll go to a Chinese restaurant. They said, look at this.
Recorded during the night of some great partying and jamming and live music. They just pressed the tape, record, and came out with the funk like that. Sounded really great, Alex. Man.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Thank you.
P Theory from the hood to the wood, and she's the freak of my dreams. Let me give everybody the website for P Theory. It's ptheory.co.uk. You also can get the CD from Daryl Moon's website, funkstore.com. Great CD right here. And you got some nice little segues, conversations in between the tracks, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Obviously, it was such an opportunity for us. Having Kevin over here, obviously we've been huge fans of his for years, and we just thought, we're just going to leave a microphone in the room at all times. And so basically the stuff that we hear on those segues is literally just the conversations that were on in the room. We used to do a lot of scatting and doo-wopping and stuff. We just basically had a party, and that's how the lyrics wrote themselves as well. Because all we did was just basically write down things that people were saying at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just kind of like told the whole story of what went on there at the time. And so we just thought, well, that's got to be the lyrics, hasn't it? So yeah, the whole thing kind of flows. The idea being it's a I hate to use the word of a concept album, whatever however you like to put it, just like, well, this is what happened, this is the funk jam that went on in this place.
Mm-hmm.
This is all live, this is what we do, and this is what went on, and there's the document for it, really.
Well, during the record, I mean, you talk about the two radically different worlds coming together, and the funk of Plainfield, New Jersey, and the P-Funk vibe to it from the Chester, the UK vibe. How did you guys as a band and yourself get into funk music, and tell us about your own musical upbringing? Yeah,
sure. Well, I mean, P Theory got together with basically me and Graham, met in the pub. We were both guitarists, and Graham had a shrine to Jimi Hendrix in his house. He literally, used to worship at the altar of Jimi every morning.
Right.
And I was the same. I was really obsessive about Eddie Hazel as well.
Oh, okay.
And we all, it was always one of those things. It's like, what happens if those two worlds came together?
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically, we got talking in the pub, and it's like, well, we're from the same place, aren't we? We should start playing together. So we did, and very quickly it became obvious that there was only one thing that was going to work, which was that tempo, that groove, that two worlds coming together, really. But the bit that we always missed was the huge frontman, and that's where Kevin came into his own, to say the least. And literally, from the minute he walked off the plane, the bond was instant. It was like, okay, this was meant to happen for a reason. We were put together.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just let it flow, We just said, okay, let's just do this now. This is what we said we could do. Let's just do it.
This is the real funk, P Theory, from the hood to the wood. We're going to play another track right now. This is a slow track, but the lyrics are real powerful, and the vocals by Kevin, real hot. A promise is not meant to be broken. Was this another freeform jam session? Or?
Well, the music was, yeah, sure, but this was actually Kevin, because, we kind of like hit one tempo, where we got into that throbbing funk thing,
mm-hmm.
and, us guys over here, we'd never done ballads and things, it's just not our bag. We don't understand. We're probably not cool enough to do.
But it's a nice break in the record. I mean, because you got the funk, the slow, and the fast funk, but you got this song.
Well, exactly, and that's it. Kevin, God bless him, put his foot down and he said, "No, you're going to play this," and he came up with this chord progression.
Uh-huh.
And we thought, okay, well, let's try it. Let's see what we can do. And that's actually the only song on the album that features Andy Funkadelic on the drums. We're blessed with two good drummers, and they kind of swap between them. But Andy was doing a lot of percussion on the album at the time in the live room, and he just said, "Can I have a go at playing the ballad?" And so Wiggles gave him the drumsticks and said, "Yeah, there you go." And Kevin made it do it. We sweat it out until we kind of hit some kind of groove, and then those lyrics on that was completely made up on the spot, one take on the fly. Kevin. He's actually singing about his wife Gloria, because this is probably about day 10 out of the 14 days at this stage, where Kevin had started, it was a different world for him to be in. Of course, we were having a great time, but he started missing home and his wife, and he just kind of made this up on the spot, and it was such a beautiful thing to see. Just like, well, how can you do that? I don't understand that.
Right,
it's just like, wow, you've got so much talent, it's not funny.
Right.
And then so this was Kevin singing to his wife, because he was missing, and it's a completely and utterly freeform, made up on the spot.
So we'll check it out right now here at WVOF in Fairfield, Connecticut. By the way, if you just tuned in, we'll be re-airing this interview in its entirety for a couple days and nights at upperroomwithjoekelley.com. Go there and sign up for our mailing list. We'll let you know exactly when that is going to be. And right now, this is P Theory. Alex Campbell, our special guest. We'll come back and speak one more time with Alex Campbell.
My world, you're my world.
Plainfield, New Jersey meets the United Kingdom, Chester out in England. Great beat there. I'm even hearing a little bit of reggae feel in that song. I don't know. Alex Campbell's with us. I guess he'd be better to tell me. How you doing?
Sorry, Joe. I didn't actually hear your question there.
No. I was saying I almost heard a little reggae feel to that song too.
Well, yeah. I mean that's the whole thing. I mean, Wiggles, our drummer, he's really big into dub reggae. Mm-hmm. He actually lives in Birmingham, which is it's the second biggest city in the UK, and it's the most multicultural city in the whole of the UK. So he moved down there about 10 years and got exposed heavily into dub reggae. And that's basically, he brings that vibe to it completely, which is emphasising the and on the beat and things, mm-hmm. and playing off it a bit and making sure there's something constant throughout the whole of the beat, but you can still move it around. And that's what makes it kind of danceable. That's a different vibe that he brings to it. Me and Graham brought the blues and the sort of the wailing thing to it. Wiggles brought the reggae, Kevin brought the gospel, and they all came together.
And it's a great new CD from P Theory, From the Hood to the Wood, and you can go to their own website, ptheory.co.uk. You'll also be able on the website to check out pictures, listen to tracks, order the CD, and also find out about upcoming tour dates, and sign up for their mailing list and the guest book, and also go to funkstore.com. Funkstore.com. Daryl Moon, a great site over there. Pick up the P Theory CD, and also they got a lot of other great stuff over there too. So P Theory is looking. You're talking about coming here this summer in the States to do some things, right?
Yeah, we're just kind of finalising the itinerary now. We're going to be over there, certainly northeast in July. We'll be playing obviously Plainfield, and as I said, we have about 7 or 8 shows lined up. But we're just trying to work a practical route where we can actually do it logistically.
Right.
So, we've had offers to show all over the place in terms of like Dallas, Frisco, Florida and things, but we have to be practical somewhere in the middle,
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Because you want to have money to record a next record.
Well, exactly. Yeah. This is all completely self-funded, and, we thank everybody for the support that they've shown us. And the way that, we've had, phenomenal sales on the back of this, and we really do thank everyone for it. And, the only thing we can say about that is, it's from the heart. We ain't playing at this. We did it for a reason. We did it out of love for that style of music and for where it all came from and the root of it. And so, thank you ever so much to everyone that's recognised that.
Well, I was really looking through ptheory.co.uk, the website, the photos. When you guys came to Plainfield, there's some really cool photos up on the website.
Oh, yeah, Plainfield was an amazing experience for us, because the two worlds are so completely different.
Uh-huh.
The English have the sort of all the manners and the stiff upper lip, and, we're not really allowed to express ourselves. And Plainfield just has the exuberance and the vibe, but it also has an incredible sense of community up there. Everybody has got each other's backs over there, and it was so wonderful when we went there that we were just welcomed with open arms.
Right.
Because it was it was either that or we were going to walk into red dots on our foreheads. And, you know, we kind of like didn't know which way it was going to go. But, you know, I mean, we actually dedicated the album to, and thank the people from the originators from Plainfield for everything that we got from that place and everything that we continue to. And, you know, especially Kevin's family and his mother, Margot, and his wife, Gloria, welcomed us into our home with open arms. You know, the Kevin's thing was at the time that we were going home with a suntan. You know, he just said, right, okay, you gave me your world, here's my world, this is Black Life.
Right.
And, you know, it was a wonderful time, the best time we've ever had.
I think the really cool photos, you guys together with Kevin and the ladies with the banjo and the washboard.
Oh, yeah, well, that's Kevin's bar and his wife, his Aunt Maddie.
Oh, okay, right.
So that's Glen's mum, who's the washboard.
They're sharp dressed and everything, yeah.
Well, exactly, and Aunt Maddie, she's a riot as well. I mean, the whole Goins family have so much talent running through their veins. When his sister Debbie, you know, her Tony Hustle, her son Tony Hustle is about to come out on War of the Brothers. And just a huge, phenomenal talent that every member of the family has, and it's just a pleasure to be welcomed into that.
Right. So you guys have really been hard at work on this record. The record's completed, and we've been playing tracks from it here on P Theory, from the hood to the wood. Once again, the website is ptheory.co.uk, and we'll keep you posted on when P Theory comes here to the U.S. this summer. And they've collaborated with the great Kevin Goins from Quasar and General Kane. And I really love how you guys pay tribute to Glen Goins and all the other Funketeers who have really, you know, influenced you guys. So, you know.
Well, it was the only thing we could do because they were such a huge influence on probably what inspired us to do this in the first place. You know, we could never forget that. We took that to heart 100%, and absolutely that's why we dedicated it to all the original Funkadelics and all the phenomenal talent that still exists in Plainfield, New Jersey. That whole town still has a ridiculous amount of talent in it. It's like a little bubble in itself, but one that shines very, very bright indeed.
Well, if you play funk, I guess P-Funk influence music, you got to have a nickname, and everybody in your band has a nickname, right? Including yourself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, they all came from Kevin normally.
Oh, okay. So
that was Kevin's thing, because like I said, we just left the microphone running. And, you know, Kevin just came out with, he gave us all nicknames one by one. So he always called me Ali Al, and then Graham was Granny, because Graham was fortunate enough to go completely white-grey at age 25.
Oh, okay.
And then Wiggles got his name because he has this dance. He has this unique dance thing that he learned off some 70s hip-hop video, I think it was. Some breakdancing video. And it's like the craziest thing you've got to see. He just does this wiggling. It looks like a worm when he does it. And, you know, that in itself has got us out of an awful lot of sticky situations.
Right.
You know, it's just like, whenever things might get heated, it's like, do the wiggles.
Right.
You know, then he starts getting his groove on.
Right.
And that's it. It's like, no one's ever going to be upset with you on the back of that.
Right. So, you know, inside on the liner notes, it's really cool. You get to see a lot of pictures of you guys hanging out and vibing. And inside there's a picture of listen to the message, not the messenger. And I guess that's a good lead into our next song, Message of Love, which is going to take us out. And maybe a little explanation on that. The
Message of Love, well, that's actually Kevin on bass and me and Graham on guitars. And, you know, it's one where we swatch instruments. And it was one of those. It was like, you know, I have a certain groove on bass. You know, Billy Bass was my main inspiration, with that kind of like laid back style, but deep and heavy. And Kevin's just got that butterfly style, as we call it, where on the bass, where he, you know, he's skipping off the strings and making it sit real nice. And as soon as he plugged in, it was Wiggles, the drummer's face just came alive. It's like, wow, thanks. You know, I've never had a chance to play with a bass player like that, because he just pulled it out the bag straight away. So again, it's another live cut that we did just in the studio on the fly. The lyrics were really there are a message behind the lyrics which I probably don't want to go into, but it's really about you know, they kind of speak for themselves in terms of our whole thing was to try and expose the root of the funk and say, look, it can still produce fruit. You know, it's not like go back to the thing that everyone fell in love with at the first time. You know, don't try and update the funk. It doesn't need that. It's about the grit. It's about the soul. It's about the earthiness of the whole thing. So that's where it came from.
All right. I want to thank you, Ali Al, also known as Alex Campbell of P Theory.
I want to thank you too, Joe. You've been an absolute godsend for us. Thank you ever so much.
And you definitely, when you guys are here, you're always welcome to come by the studio, and you could even jam, do a little concert in the studio.
We'd love to. That'd be great news for us. We'd love to.
All right, from the wood to the hood to the wood. We'll get it right. Just
No
get
problem.
the record. P Theory, ptheory.co.uk, also funkstore.com. This is called Message of Love, P Theory on WBOF.